This is hands down, guys, going to be one of the biggest shows that I've done so far on YouTube. And why am I so excited this morning? It is because we need to prepare for going into next week, because next week potentially could be the driving catalyst that's going to send crypto flying, that's going to start making the risk curve from Bitcoin to Ethereum, from Ethereum to higher risk altcoins, blue chips, going further down the risk curve until we finally get that alt season catalyst where everything starts outperforming Bitcoin, everything starts going parabolic against Bitcoin, and everybody is making that money. So before that happens, guys, we need to prepare for that. The weekend's the time for preparation. Weekend has liquidity that's sucked out of it because institutions, because traders, they have the weekend off, guys, and it's left with retail. So we're left in the market. We don't have as much liquidity, and the markets tend to move sideways. However, the weekend is the best time to prepare, and you don't see YouTubers doing videos on the weekend. So I'm here for you on the weekend, guys. I'm here for you to prepare. So you can see that we've got downside on the day. On the week, we've got upside. That means that on the week, we're putting in higher lows on most altcoins. You can see as far as the market cap's concerned, this is the difference, guys. And you remember last alt season, 2021, the big narrative was, is Ethereum going to flip Bitcoin? And everybody expected at one point that Ethereum was going to flip Bitcoin as far as market cap's concerned temporarily. That is never going to happen now, guys. Bitcoin is the store of value. That's the thing that's being adopted. That's the thing that they're talking about in Congress going into next week, as well as the Stablecoin Act, how everything's going to be regulated. But in the meantime, guys, the ETFs have been buying up Bitcoin. Governments have been buying up Bitcoin. All of these people have been buying up Bitcoin, guys. It's been going in people's pensions. It's been propped up against businesses. Businesses have been set up on the back of buying Bitcoin, and that is their monetary policy. Just buy Bitcoin, like Mr. Saylor. So you're seeing that people are buying it now. You can see that it's been adopted. When you look at the market cap now, over 2 trillion compared to Ethereum, 305 billion. Guys, this gap is going to close, but that gap is never going to completely close, and Ethereum's never going to flip Bitcoin, in my opinion. Ethereum is going to start outperforming Bitcoin because we go through the different seasons. We're going to talk about that very shortly. So firstly, guys, 9,471 subscribers. When I hit 10,000, I'm going to be doing a big giveaway. So I'll do a live stream. I'll do a big giveaway. We'll have a party. We'll have a couple of drinks together even, guys. Just a friendly chat, and we'll just get together and just have some fun. So when I hit 10,000, you're all invited. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Next thing, guys, I done a video last week with Brad from Real Infinite Crypto, and I had the best time of my life. It was my first live stream. I was a little bit nervous going into there, but we ended up doing it for 2 hours, just kicking off charts against each other. And I'm on again next Tuesday. So go and subscribe to Brad's channel, hit the notification bell, and then we can do some altcoin analysis together live. You can hit the altcoins at me live, guys, and we can go through them in real time. So get yourself on there. The next thing, Brad's token is the Agape token. Right, why is the Agape token so special, guys? The Agape token is special because it allows you to be able to be a part of it and govern exactly how things work. And what do I mean by that? It's got a voting mechanism built into it. Now, there's key numbers 7. If you've got $77 worth of Agape, guys, that allows you to vote for a nomination. If you've got $777 of Agape, that allows you to nominate a project. What's the benefits of that, guys? If you nominate a project, if I nominated, for instance, I said Ethereum, and I nominate Ethereum, then the people that have got $77 can get to vote, guys. So the $77 get to vote. If they vote Ethereum, and Ethereum gets the most votes out of all the nominations, they get airdropped the pot of Ethereum. If there's less people that win, they get more. If there's more people that win, they get less. There's a pot, there's an allocation. So you get airdrops. And that's the good thing about it, guys. So I'm trying to be 777. I'm trying to get 777 so I can nominate a project, and I can actually look at the charts, and I can actually explain why I've nominated it, how I'm expecting to get gains from that project, and how I'm building a portfolio by just having one token and allowing airdrops to be able to do the rest of the job. So that's why I like it, guys, because you can create a portfolio within one token. Right, okay, so the Agape token, this is what the Agape token looks like now. It's had a pullback, guys. It is having a breakout now. It's up 28.32% on the day. So up 22.38%, and it's trading at 0.001289. I think Brad's got an offer on at the moment, actually. So this is the offer. Obviously, it's the 4th of July in America, Independence Day. So the 4th of July promotion expires 3 p.m. PST. So what's that for the UK viewers? That's 11 p.m. tonight. So buy $250 in Agape and get 2 bonuses. Firstly, a 1-hour one-on-one coach call with Brad Varnell. Who's Brad Varnell? This is Brad Varnell, Real Infinite Crypto, 332,000 subscribers. That guy knows his stuff. So what's the next bonus, guys? If you hold it until August the 5th, you're going to get another $100 in Agape tokens airdropped. So this is only for today, guys. So anyone that's watching this video today, you can take advantage of that. What I'll do is I'll leave a couple of links in the description below where you can join Brad's Discord group and you can learn about Agape yourself and the benefits, because it's got more benefits, guys. It gives back to charity and other things as well. But the breakout is exciting me, guys. Look at this. It's ground down. This is what you see with new tokens. You see the pump and then you see the grind. And when you do get a break and when you start creating a base and you start taking out that base, you start seeing momentum. So we'd like this to flip in the short term as a support, So let's see what happens on that. We'll monitor that together. So before we do that, let's go through the charts, guys. What's happening? We're going to start with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, we put in a high, we broke through the top of this channel, we held the top of this channel, and then we fell back through. So we've got a couple of areas of support to fall back on now. One's 106,213. You've got a bigger support down here, 103,139. And guys, this is the main area here. This is the main area. If we pull back to this here, expect a big bounce from this. Now, it looks quite bad from the top of this channel. In fact, that move would be 9% to the downside, guys. That's a big drop for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops 9%, what do you think that's going to do to altcoins? Probably 20, 30%. So just be prepared for that. You've got a midway range here at 102,597, but we're monitoring Bitcoin. We're actually overbought on Bitcoin on the daily on the indicators. So let's see if we can put a higher low as this comes back down. If we put in a higher low, come back to this 50% point, then expect to have another turn, new all-time highs, price discovery. What could be the catalyst for that? Next week, guys, next week. Right, Ethereum. This is the risk curve that we're trying to take back. We need to go from Bitcoin into Ethereum. We need that market cap to close. We need that gap to close. We need Ethereum to start outperforming Bitcoin, because people have confidence to go into Bitcoin, guys. They'll start buying up ETFs. Institutions will start buying Ethereum. And then when Ethereum pumps, retail are getting interested. Retailers start buying Ethereum. And that is the risk curve from a psychological perspective. We're waiting for confirmation. We need to get back into this ascending channel here, guys, and we need to actually break and close above 2,646 on Ethereum. So I'm waiting for that. What could be the catalyst? We know what could be the catalyst. Actually, this is Bitcoin dominance. So we said Bitcoin dominance, this thing needs to drop. We need to put a lower high in here, but we've got a big bearish divergence in the higher time frame. We're putting a higher high there. We're putting a lower high on the RSI. So we're expecting this to pull back. And I'm expecting not to put in another high, but to come back down and test this level here. So if we do that, that's altcoins outperforming Bitcoin in the short term, guys. And we're talking days here. So we're talking going into crypto week as far as Congress is concerned. Let's talk about crypto week, actually. Let's talk about crypto week. What three things are happening in Congress? Firstly, the Clarity Act. That aims to define the market structure for cryptocurrencies, providing a clearer regulatory framework for digital assets. So that's the first one. That's the Clarity Act. The big one, the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act. Now, in the UK, guys, I'm not sure if they're going ahead with it, but they were going to do a CBDC. CBDC equals control. Guys, if this goes through, this is going to be so huge, because if America do this, and they don't have a central bank digital currency, but they have a stable coin, which is not actually affiliated to the government or anybody. It's fully decentralized. That means that America is going to lead the charge if other countries start going to put central bank digital currencies in place. It's all about control, guys. Don't let your country put a central bank digital currency in place. You do whatever you can to protest against that. Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act. I'm really looking forward to that one. And the last one is going to be the Genius Act, guys. That establishes a federal framework for regulating stablecoins, aiming to provide stability and oversight in the cryptocurrency market. So three big things are happening next week, guys, that I'm excited about. Next thing is going to be the Ethereum BTC. This is what we talked about, the risk curve. We talk about this time and time again, but again, we need to get back into this bullish pennant, because this is a bullish move. We have still put in a higher low. This is Bitcoin trading against Ethereum. So once we break through this level, you'll start seeing an acceleration in Ethereum. And anyone that didn't watch my last video, guys, go back and watch my last video, because I showed you how you can get Bitcoin for half of the price. Not necessarily half the price, but how you can get double the amount of Bitcoin for the same amount of price by just doing one simple trick. And the simple trick is the most simple trick and the most safest trick within crypto, guys. There's risks involved, but it's the easiest and most simple trick within crypto because it involves two assets. The least risky asset, Bitcoin, the second least risky asset, Ethereum. So go back and watch that, guys. You'll see it, Bitcoin half price. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, we know Ethereum needs to outperform Bitcoin. When that starts happening, we're going to start breaking this high here at 0.02657. Then you'll see a big acceleration. You see little resistance all the way up here, 0.03749. Total three, guys, we're waiting for the total three to break out. This is a bullish move. We're pulling back. We're putting in a higher low still. We've held this support base that I'd said at 774.29. So we had a bounce from there and we're at resistance now. And if we just check the indicators, you can see overbought now. Remember, aim of the game is for this to pull back, ensuring that we've put in some form of higher low. So we've got momentum. It's like a spring coiling. We've got momentum to push through and break this flag to the upside. So it is bullish. There's your flagpole. There's your flag. It's descending. That's bullish. Expect a push to the upside. Just waiting for that to happen. Waiting for a catalyst, guys. Next week, I'm excited about USDT dominance. This thing needs to drop. This thing looks like it's dropping. This thing's putting in a lower high. You can see that there. This is a big resistance point. You could tell it was rejected. It was rejected. It was rejected. There's a big buildup of price action when you look to the left. Expect this to be a big resistance level. Expect to drop that. That's exactly what we want. The US dollar tether to drop as far as dominance is concerned. And the Dixie's not making much progress. We've come back up. We've tested the previous lower high here, and then it's looking like we're going to get a rejection on the Dixie and a further move to the downside. Weak dollar, weak dollar, weak dollar. That's exactly what we want. So how strong is the S&P? Guys, we managed to hold last week. We managed to hold all-time highs. So we put in an all-time high. Remember, back end of last week, we've held the all-time high. How's the sentiment as far as the S&P is concerned? How's the sentiment as far as the stock market's concerned? Because that's an important thing, because the sentiment goes from the least risky into the second least risky. So if you're going from stocks, guys, into Bitcoin, for instance, Bitcoin's more risky as far as the S&P is concerned. But you look at Bitcoin, that's going to be next. You look at the S&P, look at the S&P, that's already happened. So if you look at this move there, V-shaped recovery, and then you look at Bitcoin, V-shaped recovery, you've got a bit of a pullback here, but the S&P is leading the charge. Bitcoin's going to be next, and then it's going to be Ethereum. So the S&P, that's the exciting thing, guys. You can see as far as the VIX is concerned, there's low volatility within the S&P, which is given higher conviction that people can go on risk. People go on risk, guys, and the S&P is on risk in comparison to certain things. S&P is on risk in comparison to things like the dollar, for instance, guys. When you're holding the dollar, you're getting 4.5%, you're getting 5% interest during times of quantitative tightening, during times of people sucking money out of the economy, or governments sucking money out of the economy, central banks sucking money out of the economy. It's safer to be in dollars. So this is telling us the VIX, the volatility index of the S&P. People aren't worried now. People aren't worried. So people aren't worried. S&P is putting in new all-time highs. This is the thing that's exciting me, guys, the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 is the equivalent of total three. Bitcoin, the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum. But if you think of the Russell 2000, that is like the total three, but within stocks. So one thing you see here, we're putting a high, we come back, we had a big retracement, we've had a V-shaped recovery. If you look at that V-shaped recovery compared to the stock market, it's not as big. Why isn't it as big? Because the S&P 500 is a lot less risky than the Russell 2000. One thing that's exciting me is this 618 held as a strong barrier. Strong support base here, strong support base here. And we've just gone through there like a hot knife through butter. So I'm expecting a reaction at the top of this base, 786, 2,306. But when this Russell 2000 starts pushing up, you're going to see total three start pushing up. When total three breaks this level, 1.14, 1.15 trillion, I'm scaling out of the crypto market, guys. That's my exit strategy. Not that far there yet. We're not that far away, sorry. We are, let's get this right, we are 36% away. Actually, that is quite far, 36% away from the top. So when you see the Russell 2000 start pushing up, you're going to see the total three start pushing up. You're going to see the dominance come down. You're going to see Ethereum start outperforming Bitcoin. And all of these charts are going to start painting a collective picture. The dollar's going to start dropping. USDT dominance is going to start dropping. So you can see why we look at these collectively, guys. And it is stagnant at the moment. Why is it stagnant? Because we're waiting for this. We're waiting for crypto week, guys. I'm going to be here for you within Crypto Week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Real Infinite Crypto. And I'll see you guys in the next one.